Every purchase order a company receives consists of three elements. The purchase order itself, which is usually identified with a unique order number, the order line, which is usually identified with an SKU number, and finally the quantity per product ordered. Think about your weekly grocery shopping list. Your grocery shopping list is unique in that you buy certain products in a certain quantity at a certain time. Even if you bought the same products every week and therefore had the same shopping list every week, the shopping list would still be unique because the time you bought the items would be different. Your shopping list is one order. In your shopping list, every single line represents one particular product, and each product occurs in only one line. That's the order line. If you wanted to buy 3 tomatoes, you wouldn't write down tomato and then tomato again on the next line and then tomato again on the next line. Instead, you would just write tomatoes and then add 3 to indicate the quantity. And that's basically how a picking order looks like in the warehouse. A word of warning though. In your shopping list, not all the units you use to indicate quantities are the same. Most of the time, you give the quantity in the number of pieces. Sometimes, however, you use a measure of weight, dimensions, or volume. And the same is true for order lines in the warehouse. One of the first things you need to check before analyzing the order structure of a system is whether there are different units, and if so, whether there is a way to convert units of one type into another type. The picking order that needs to be processed in the warehouse looks just like your shopping list. Each order received is unique, and therefore it receives a unique order number. Even if the type of products and their quantities were the same in the different orders, the orders would still differ because they come from different customers and/or were made at different times and therefore have a different order number. In the transaction data of a warehouse, we have the same elements as in your shopping list. We have an item ID that identifies an order line within one order. And we have the quantity for each order line. We may or may not have a unit for the quantity. If not, we need to check with our customer to see if there are different units and how to convert them. As you can imagine, picking orders vary quite a bit across industries. Your typical order from Amazon looks very different from the typical order you place at an online supermarket or the typical order stationary supermarkets send to warehouses. When you order from Amazon, you typically buy fewer than 3 different items. And that means fewer than 3 order lines. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, your typical order probably consists of a single product because you don't have to worry about shipping cost. And unless you're ordering cat food or diapers in bulk, there's a good chance you will only order one piece of the products you buy. Now compare that to your weekly grocery shopping. You probably buy a few dozen different items. And although you only buy one piece of most of these items, you might buy multiple pieces of some. For instance, you may buy 2 or 3 avocados and 5 liters of milk. And these different purchasing patterns, that's what we refer to as order structure. And different order structures have vastly different implications for a logistics system.